back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. I accidentally watched an episode of The Bachelor last night. I was eating dinner and it came on. And once it's on, it's hard to turn off. I will give it that. But what a fucking monument to our times The Bachelor is. 26 whores in a house vying for the temporary attention of one moron. The guys don't play The Bachelor well. They don't think of it as a long-term investment. They get into the house, they see 26 whores, and they're like, I'm going to at least try and fuck 20 of them. That's the goal. If I can get 20 fucks out of this Bachelor bullshit, then it's all worth it. And most of them do that. No one thinks long-term. You got to be playing the big game. You're playing the small game in the house. There's only 26 girls. You're talking a finite number. But how many are watching on TV? That's your market. They're the girls you really want to be playing to. For starters, any girl that's in that house is a fucking mess. Fame hungry, attention seeking, damaged. It's pretty much Tinder, I'd say. All the girls are like, I have trust issues because of my last partner. It's like, yeah, sweet. Who doesn't? Shut up about your fucking trust issues. Get into that fucking swimsuit and start laughing at all my jokes, even if they're not even remotely fucking funny. I have trouble showing my real feelings to guys because of some of my past relationships. It's like, yeah, you're a 34-year-old with a neck tattoo. We know you have fucking problems. Bury them. I really want him to get to know the real me. No, you don't. Hide the real you. No one wants to know the real you. You know you, and you don't even like yourself. Everyone's damaged. We know that. Your damage isn't more damage than anyone else's damage. Everyone's dealing with their own fucking problems and heartbreak. Drop the baggage and the towel. But if you're the guy and the girl, you don't really want someone who's actually on The Bachelor. That's fucking crazy. The game you want to be playing is public opinion. You want to come out of that show looking as good as fucking possible, because instead of 26 girls in a house, when you leave there, you'll have 1.5 million girls all around Australia. And if you play it smart, you can do with those 1.5 million what you wanted to do with the 26. You just got to play it smart. So here's my advice for playing the long game of The Bachelor. First rose ceremony. Don't get rid of the uglies first. It's predictable. People on TV are watching it going, this guy is a shallow piece of shit. Personally, I don't find any of the girls on any of the Bachelors attractive, but there are varying degrees of good looking. And when you sweep out the 4 or 5 ugliest ones first go, people know where your heart is. And uglies and fatties. And uglies and fatties, they're not your enemy. They're your allies. They usually have hot friends. They're good to talk to. They're fine. So you keep them on board for a little while. In fact, for the first week you're in the house, you exclusively only go on dates with the ugliest looking girls in there. This will sow discord in the house. What will happen is the ones that think they're the best looking will start to show their true colors. At some point during that week, the hot ones will say, I can't believe he keeps choosing these ugly bitches. And the nation will then be against the hotties too. Because the plan is to end up with no one in this show. The plan is to get the public to fall in love with you, not the people in the house. So you take the uggers on the dates, you start getting the hotties to question their hotness and bring out their real personalities. But you've got to be delicate with all this as well, because you don't want to lead anyone on. Because if you lead the uggers like to about halfway and then just choose only hotties, everyone will know what you've done. You got to choose one of the uggers and take them right down to the end. You've got to take them to the meet the family portion of it. And the nation wants to see you walk into the house with that uggers, and they want to see the look on your mum's face when you walk in with her. And leave it up to your mum to say no. Because she'll say no. Don't worry about that. But I like her mum. Pretend you love her as well. But I have such strong feelings for her mum. And she'll say, listen, I know I'm a feminist from the 60s, but Jesus Christ, you can do better than that, bitch. And if you listen to your mum to a certain extent, the public will adore you even more. So just keep that in mind. Also, don't get rid of the lonely Indian girl on the first fucking week. Here's the reason why. I'm married to an Indian. I'm married to an Indian. That's one. But here's the real reason. Top of the line, beautiful Indian women are some of the most beautiful women in the entire world. But no self-respecting Indian woman with a family who hasn't abandoned them would go on The Bachelor over her father's dead body. That's the only way. But you're not playing in the house, remember. You're playing the big game. You're playing the game of public perception. And if the last 10 girls you end up with are all whiteys, then you're not going to get approached by Indians, Asians, Africans, Dominicans, Jamaicans, Chinese. Chinese fall under Asians, I know. Girls from Mauritius, that's Africa too. You understand what I mean? You're cutting out a whole section of the market. Your last 10 to 7 wants to be pretty multicultural. Now, my next tip, this is going to be the hard one. You are to only kiss maximum 2 girls. Preferably only one. The whole entire show. No fucking around. No midnight wristies with the whore of the house. Nothing. One kiss, and that kiss has to be with the girl whose heart you're going to break at the final rose ceremony. You understand me? Think of it as a long-term investment. Every little bit of action you forego in the house is going to come back to you tenfold outside the house. Trust me. And the other side of that is you don't want to be on fucking camera on the beach with a fucking boner rubbing against some girl's leg on national TV. Have some fucking self-respect. You can leave the house with the adoration of a fucking nation and bang any girl you want to in the entire country, anonymously. Why do it in the house like that? It's crazy. So that's my advice to anyone who's going on The Bachelor. Play it smart, think about the big game. The only problem with this is it's going to be very fucking boring TV. So you need to figure out ways to spice it up. You're going to have to be funny. Don't cry. Don't fucking cry. If you cry at all, you're out. You're done. If you cry, you're only going to be able to bang grandmas, mums, and Instagram influencers. That's it. That's your market. But with Boyle's Bachelor plan, what will happen is the self-respecting, beautiful girls that are out there in the world that don't apply for The Bachelor will know who you are now, will know what type of guy you're at least pretending to be. And then you might possibly, if you really want that, which I'm sure none of the Bachelors do, then possibly you can find your princess. But it ain't going to be in the house. And I don't give a fuck who's got married in that house and who's got kids. It's a fucking nightmare. All right, that's it. If you're enjoying the podcast, tell your friends about it, share it around, and I'll see you the fuck later.